Hi friends, welcome to another Childhood Atlas video. Today, we're going to Ethiopia. I want to start with something that happens every single day in Ethiopian homes. Something so ordinary here that Ethiopians might not think to describe it, but for many of us watching, it might be the most meaningful thing we see. The coffee ceremony. 3 times a day, in homes across Ethiopia, someone roasts green coffee beans over a small flame. Neighbors arrive uninvited. Relatives stop by, and everyone sits down together. Not just the adults, the children too, even the smallest ones. Because in Ethiopia, the coffee ceremony is not a coffee break. It is a community gathering. It says whoever is here right now is family. The ceremony takes 2 full hours. 2 hours of slow conversation, elder stories, and coffee poured in careful sequence. The first cup for the elders, the second for the adults, the third called BAH-ree, the blessing for all who remain. Children learn to sit with this, to be still, to listen, not because they are forced to, because this is what belonging looks like. So what is the coffee ceremony teaching? Every child in that room is learning who holds authority, how respect moves through a community, and what it feels like to be included in something ancient and ongoing. Ethiopia built a childhood around a different question. Not, how do we prepare this child for the world? But, how do we root this child in their people? Ethiopia is a country of 120 million people, home to more than 80 distinct ethnic groups and nearly as many languages. It sits in the Horn of Africa. Coffee originated here. The written GOO-lit script dates back over 2,000 years. And Ethiopia is one of the very few African nations never fully colonized by a European power. That independence runs deep, and it shapes everything about how children are raised here. When a baby is born in Ethiopia, the community does not wait to be invited. Neighbors arrive within hours. Food is prepared for the household. The mother rests, surrounded. In the Ethiopian Orthodox tradition, a naming ceremony anchors the child into family, faith, and community all at once. The name carries meaning. A virtue, a hope, a prayer. To be named here is to be claimed, and to be claimed is to be protected. In Ethiopia, children are rarely raised by 2 parents alone. The SEH-fer, the neighborhood, functions as an extended family. Aunts, uncles, neighbors, grandparents all share in raising a child. An adult who sees a child misbehave will correct them, not harshly, as a matter of course. Because that child is not a stranger's responsibility. That child is everyone's responsibility. There is a saying in Ethiopia, Lij ye agarene. The child belongs to the country. At every Ethiopian meal, food arrives on a single shared surface, injera, a spongy sourdough flatbread made from teff grain, and the foundation of Ethiopian cuisine. Everyone eats from the same round, no individual plates. You reach, you share, you sometimes feed one another. Children learn this before they learn anything else. You are never eating alone. The meal itself is the lesson. Ethiopian children are expected to contribute from a young age. Fetching water, tending animals, helping prepare food, caring for younger siblings. But in Ethiopia, these duties carry a specific meaning. They are how a child demonstrates BAH-ree, good character. The child who helps without being asked, who works beside adults without complaint, that child has BAH-ree. And that matters here above almost everything else. Ethiopian children play abundantly and almost always together. Traditional games passed down through generations. Ge-be-ta, a counting and strategy game played with seeds and a carved wooden board. Call and response songs that teach language, rhythm, and belonging simultaneously. Solitary play is unusual here. Play is communal by nature. The group is the point. Ethiopia has one of the world's oldest literary traditions. The GOO-lit script dates back over 2,000 years. For centuries, the primary school was the church school. Children learned scripture, chant, and moral reasoning under a priest teacher called an alaka. Formal public schooling has grown significantly since, but the underlying idea remains. Education is not primarily about acquiring knowledge. It is about formation, about becoming a person with BAH-ree. Before schools, before books, Ethiopian grandmothers and grandfathers held the world in their stories. Children sit with elders after dinner and listen, not to entertainment, to the living transmission of values, identity, and history. The trickster who is humbled, the patient child who is protected. The story does not name the lesson. The lesson lives inside the story, and the child carries it out into the world. The deepest cultural value shaping Ethiopian childhood may be this: the elder is the keeper of what matters, not rules, something older. The recognition that wisdom flows in one direction across time, from those who survived to those who are learning how. A child does not sit while an elder stands, does not eat before an elder is served, does not speak over an elder in public. This is not submission, it is a form of receiving. The child who honors the elder receives the elder's stories, protection, and knowledge in return. Ethiopia has a tradition called GOO-lit, communal, voluntary work. Neighbors gather to harvest a field, repair a home, support a family in need. Children participate from the time they can carry things. What GOO-lit teaches is foundational. Your labor flows outward. What you give today, someone gave your family yesterday. Someone will give your children tomorrow. Ethiopian children grow up understanding this web as something warm, not a burden, a guarantee. For the majority of Ethiopians who practice Ethiopian Orthodox Christianity, the sacred calendar shapes childhood from birth. More than 200 fasting days each year. Children participate from a very young age. The rhythms of the sacred year are learned before reading. Team Kot, Epiphany. Miskel, the Festival of the Cross. These are not obligations added onto childhood. For these communities, the sacred and the everyday are not two different things. If you ask an Ethiopian parent what they want most for their child, the answer comes quickly: BAH-ree, good character, not grades, not a prestigious career, not even happiness in the Western sense. They want their child to be honest, generous, respectful, and humble, someone the community can rely on. This is the thesis of Ethiopian childhood. And it is not transmitted through lessons. It is transmitted through immersion, through being inside a community that already lives it. In Ethiopia, there is no retirement from the role of teacher. An elder who can no longer work the fields still works. They work by sitting with the grandchildren, by telling the stories, by modeling what it looks like to be old and still generous, still present, still someone whose arrival changes the room. Ethiopian children do not fear aging. They have grown up beside it. They know what it becomes. Here is something that surprises most people about Ethiopia. Ethiopia runs on its own calendar, 13 months. The year begins in September. The calendar runs approximately 7 years behind the one most of the world uses. When Ethiopia celebrated the year 2000, the rest of the world was already in 2007. Children grow up understanding that their country holds time differently, not late, not behind, theirs. 3 countries, 3 answers to one question: who raises the child alongside the family? Norway says nature, the forest, the cold air, the fjord. The natural world is a co-parent. Nigeria says the village, the aunts, the neighbors, the community web that holds every child. Ethiopia says the elders, the grandparents, the ancestors, the accumulated wisdom of those who came before. The child is held by time itself. Norway trusts nature. Nigeria trusts the village. Ethiopia trusts the elder. And across all 3, one shared understanding. No single household was ever meant to raise a child alone. Ethiopia is not without its tensions. Rapid urbanization is separating children from the extended family structures that have always held them. In Addis Ababa, children grow up in apartments, not compounds. The SEH-fer is harder to maintain when neighbors don't know each other. Access to education remains uneven. In rural areas, girls especially face barriers: distance, early marriage, household labor that competes with school. Ancient structures are meeting forces that don't negotiate slowly. So what is the thread running through Ethiopian childhood? I think it's this. Ethiopia decided long ago that a child's first task is not to become someone. It is to belong to someone, to the family, the community, the ancestors. And from that belonging, everything follows. The character, the resilience, the knowledge of who you are when things get hard. A child who knows they are of their people, is never truly alone. BAH-ree means family, but not the nuclear household. In Ethiopia, it means the house of people, the whole web of those who hold you. It is the thing the coffee ceremony builds, that the SEH-fer builds, that the GOO-lit builds. A child who has BAH-ree knows they did not arrive alone and will not leave alone. Here's something to sit with. Was there an elder in your life, a grandparent, a neighbor, a teacher, someone older, who gave you something no parent could have given you? Leave a comment below. I go through every single one, and I have a feeling this might be the one that gets the most responses. If this episode made you want to call your grandmother, that is exactly what it was supposed to do. Subscribe so you don't miss what's next. We're heading to Germany, where childhood looks very different from Ethiopia, and the question of how much to trust a child with freedom gets a very specific answer. I'm Mara. See you next time. Bye, friends.